FM studios in Ontario, California, it's Foobar Sports. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm your host, Josh. Welcome to Foobar Sports episode 25. We got the Foo here. Say hi, Foo.
Sup?
And we got Josie on the mix. What's happening?
What's cracking?
Well, guys, a lot of shit's been going on in the sports world. Let's get after it. So, Foo, baseball. Baseball's actually looking pretty nice with the Dodgers on their nice little streak, don't you think?
They're amazing. God damn it, dude. They're
really good.
They're creating some distance, dude.
Who would have thought that Hyun-Jin Ryu was going to be our fucking ace at this point?
Like, I mean, he was never terrible.
He wasn't, but he was always
but he's
injured.
about to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone thought he was. Everyone thought he was going to retire this last year.
He's played in the Japanese leagues too. He's very, very weathered. Season. So
yeah, I mean, he's played so long. Like that's the thing about these Japanese players is they play longer than most because of that reason.
Cool. Have you gone to any Dodger game this year?
No, not yet. I've seen the Dodgers play, just not at their own stadium.
Then the answer is yes.
I've seen the Dodgers play this year.
You've been to a Dodger game.
I've been to a Dodger game this year. Yes.
Okay, there you go.
But when people say that, it's usually at a home game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to deal with all the traffic, though.
The hooligans and the traffic and the people who can't drive.
Whenever I go, I don't really see the hooligans. I know a lot of people say they do. I think I've just been fortunate.
Maybe Josh isn't just going there.
Or we're just desensitized.
Yeah,
and
probably.
a hooligan is just a regular dude. It's just some other foo.
Yeah, my uncle acts the same way at the last party. Didn't you see? I thought oh, shit.
Yeah.
You mean they don't flip over tables? Well,
what?
My face is red.
That's not what I call a Dodger game.
So, yeah, the Dodgers right now are on a tear. They just beat the Giants. They won the series
1-0.
1-0 today. And Bumgarner actually stared down Max Muncy after that home run. And he was talking shit to him. And then Muncy was just like,
did you hear what they said Muncy said?
No, what did he say?
Muncy said, "Go get that shit out of the ocean."
Oh! Dang! I love it. I love it. Oh,
yeah,
fuck
that was
the
such
Giants.
a good zinger.
They play the Angels next. It's going to be the Freeway Series. So they're playing at Angel Stadium on Monday and Tuesday, the 10th and the 11th. So they're going to be going up against Mike Trout, a.k.a. the Mickey Mantle of our era. Dude, a lot of people are talking about the story how he was the number 25 pick in the MLB draft. 25. He had 25 other teams that could have got him. They said the A's were one of the teams that were interested, and they ended up just passing up on him.
Yeah, well,
were his stats just not that great when he was younger?
He was
just I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
But then it's funny because this past weekend, they actually interviewed the guy who got drafted before Trout, and he's been a AAA nobody.
Dang!
The season after they got drafted. He sustained an Achilles injury, and it took him 2.5 years to fully recover.
Oh.
And he came back before that, so it wasn't smooth really trying to play with an injury. So he's kind of been this nobody pretty much. He's 30 years old now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they interviewed him, and they were like, do you ever look back and think blah, blah, blah? And he was just he was totally cool about it, but he was just why would I waste my time looking back and be oh, they should have picked up Mike Trout, or I'm the guy that everyone thought was, going to be better than Mike Trout.
Right.
I thought it was kind of fucked up by ESPN to put him on the spot
like that. Yeah. Dude, they were reaching for a story that day.
Geez. I think this was actually this past Saturday, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfuckers, dude.
Well, because I think the draft came and went for the MLB, so that's why everyone's kind of thinking back, wait a minute, you guys passed up on Mike Trout?
Yeah.
It's god damn. It's crazy to think about that, but.
It's living in the past, really.
Living in the past. And the future is now. The Dodgers, man. Fucking Bellinger's leading.
If they blow it this year, I don't know. I don't know.
My heart will.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
My heart will.
Really?
The coronary will happen.
People. If we didn't think that last year they were due for a World Series. It's got to be this year now. They're even better this year.
You know what, MLB, just give it to us, please. Like, just can you make it a little
honorary
easy?
World Series?
Stop it.
No, we'll learn it.
The bad
We'll learn it the
energies.
right way.
Totally.
Bellinger has totally retooled his game.
Oh, man.
Definitely, he's hitting 355.
And it really emphasized the fact that maybe management shouldn't be making the day-to-day calls. Like maybe if they should limit it in the postseason.
Yeah. In the postseason,
we discussed it.
Regular season,
sitting Bellinger game 1 and game 2 of the World Series was fucking dumb.
I think they definitely retooled how they went last time. Instead of, having the only set days, no lefty, no going up lefties. Like, Bellinger deserves to be an everyday player. As we've seen, like, look, this guy's batting average is 355, 20 home runs right now, 54 RBIs, a 449 OPB, and then he has 81 total hits right now. This guy is on fucking fire, and he's definitely the front runner for the MVP in the National League. So, damn, if we don't win it this year, it's gonna be like watching the Game of Thrones finale all over again. I just can't do it to myself. I'll kill myself. It's terrible.
I don't know if you saw this past weekend, Josh, but some college baseball. It's the I forget what it's called, the something finals.
The World Series, the College Baseball World Series.
No, it wasn't the College Baseball World Series. It was like the qualifying game for that, like the final before it.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, Vanderbilt played Duke, and Vanderbilt's pitcher Kumar Rocker pitched the complete game, 131 pitches, 19 strikeouts.
Holy shit!
He struck out 6 and 2/3 innings of batters.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Yeah, they said he was unbeatable, untouchable.
Did he get drafted?
He passed up to get drafted to play with Vanderbilt. Oh, so now he's eligible. He's eligible to get drafted now.
Oh, and I think it's like the supplementary draft or something, right? Fuck, whoever gets that guy, damn.
Whoever gets him is going to be good. There's also this guy I saw. I think he was with Oklahoma or something like that. The bases were loaded, and the opposing team walked him.
What?
Yeah, because they didn't want to pitch to him.
What?
So they intentionally walked him with the bases loaded. And he is the best prospect right now in college.
Oh, so
he's like the number one dude.
There's like, dude, nah.
They were like, hell
good.
no, we're good.
Like fucking whenever Barry Bonds came up, it's like, nah, we're good, man.
Yeah,
Go
seriously.
Yeah.
I think they were up like 3-1 or 3-0, and then they straight up just walked in a run.
So I have a question for you guys. If you know, does that impact their average?
Yeah.
Their batting average? Because they were at bat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on base percentage. Your on base percentage goes up high. So your batting average, it doesn't necessarily go negative or positive towards your batting average.
It's a non-qualifier for batting average statistic, but on base percentage it does.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Okay, cool. That's good to know. The more you know.
That's why, like, a lot of guys that can draw walks, those are the guys that are the bread and butter of the game because they know how to draw out
Their on-base
pitches.
percentage is 40% of the time.
Yeah.
They could have a batting percentage of like 220 or 250.
Well, usually on base is like, isn't on base like over 900?
No.
Over 900?
90% of the time? Not all batters get up 90%.
Or is that OPS?
That's on base percentage. BPPS. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dodger game should be cool. We missed the time to go. It's going to be hot as fuck now.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We'd have to find some shade at some point.
Or we'd have to go to a Saturday game where it's at like 6.
An evening game.
Yeah, and then go to the loge section. Mm-hmm. That way it's definitely in the shade.
Or we'll just, lather on a thick layer of sunblock and call it a day.
Look, man, what you do in your personal time, go ahead and do in your personal time.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's going to go on the rest of my body, too.
Like I said, man, whatever you be doing over there, just be doing.
All right.
Moving along, what do you have for us?
Well, there was that one fight that recently happened. Who was it?
Triple G?
Well, Triple G
Foo. Listen, I think we buried the lead and not congratulating the Foo for winning his 3rd heavyweight championship.
Congratulations
against Anthony Joshua.
About that.
Yeah, dude, Andy Ruiz Jr. He's the hero of the dad bod for sure.
He's also fool. I have some beans before this. Let's do this.
It's crazy.
I don't know if he said that, but Jesus Christ,
it's crazy to think that he was already holding 2 championship belts in the heavyweight division, and here he goes and beats and the odds are totally against him for this. this.
Dude, no one thought he was going to do
Nobody
this.
thought he was going to win, but he knocked them the fuck out in the 6th round.
Dude, he proved you can train with Coronas and tacos.
No kidding. Just goes to show, looks they could be deceiving because that guy fucked them up.
Didn't a lot of people, it didn't just remind him of the whole Buster Douglas and
It reminded
Tyson
me,
fight?
yeah, that or Dredrick Tatum and Homer Simpson.
I heard on ESPN Lennox Lewis was doing an interview.
Yeah.
And he said he sparred with him when he was like 17. And he said from what he can remember, he was like the quickest kid, like totally didn't look the part. He didn't even look like a boxer.
Dang.
And
Still doesn't.
So and he still had but he had the best hands out of everyone he sparred with that day.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, so
All
he was
right.
just like, I could definitely see this guy winning, so he wasn't surprised, he said.
Damn, so then next fight then would be what? Andy Ruiz and what's his face? Anthony Wilder, right? That's the other one?
Yeah.
The guy who said that he should be put in jail.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's allowed to kill someone
If it's in the ring.
If it's in the ring.
Because you know what you're coming at. You know what you're coming for.
Do you guys remember 20 years ago this cat named Butterbean?
Yeah.
He's made a resurgence online too because of this guy winning his heavyweight championship.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith called him Butterbean.
She's like, you mean to tell me Anthony Joshua got beat by Butterbean?
Those are epic fucking fights too. Like if you go back and watch those Butterbean fights where he would just tear somebody up within the first few minutes
and barely fucking move
and
his
absorb
lower
every
body.
punch thrown at him too. It was crazy.
Dude, he was so quick with his hands. Butterbean was legit. I used to love watching those fights as a kid.
It was funny, and he would just smile. He would smile during the fight. He was just kind of like almost like taunting him without taunting him. He's like, I'm having a great time.
I don't know what you're worried about.
He's already spending his check in his mind.
I got a buffet waiting for me after this fight. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Setting money aside for taxes and everything. That guy's got it all laid out by the 5th round. Before you know it, the other guy's on the ground and you're done.
Well,
I think the food just described a boxing match.
Speaking of describing another boxing match, you said Triple G, right? Didn't you?
Triple G won 4th round KO.
Oh, who?
Yeah.
Against who?
I don't know.
Thanks, food.
Does it matter?
Yeah,
I think we hit the important points. We got Triple G fought. He's the only relevant name in this probably on the banner. And
because he lost to Canelo, right?
Yeah,
technically.
Recently. And there's going to be a rematch coming up. That's the understanding.
Independence Day, right?
Hope Canelo gets his ass kicked, dude.
September, yeah. You want him to kick his ass?
I want Canelo's ass to get kicked, dude.
Last time he lost was with Mayweather, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that fight's ever going to happen again.
Never.
Yeah. So that sucks that it had to be like, it was probably a sweet payday for Canelo, but, it hurt his record a little bit. He could have still had a perfect record by now.
The same reason why, because Triple G just lost to Canelo. He played this fucking almost a nobody.
You need a bounce back. From
exactly.
That's really
true.
what it was.
Give a little guy a chance.
Yeah, I mean, who is this guy? Who did he fight?
I don't know.
Can't find him.
I'm looking for it right now.
All you got to do is Triple G fight, man.
Look, man, I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
You guys are on a podcast?
Oh, we're on a podcast?
Hey, guys.
Damn.
Wow.
We're doing a podcast here.
I'm sorry. I forgot what we were doing here. I thought we were just shooting the shit.
He beat Steve Rolls. How did I find that faster than you?
Shut up! Shut your goddamn mouth!
Oh. I don't know
4th
what's
round
going on.
knockout, Steve Rolls. He rolled his ass, dude.
Totally worth it.
Jesus.
Totally worth it.
I just want to take us back real quick,
Uh-huh.
back to the Dodger game today. Apparently, Bumgarner said, you don't get to watch the ball, you just run.
Dang.
Yeah, and then that's when Muncie said, if you want me to watch the ball, you can go get. That's when he said you can go get it out of the ocean. If you don't want me to watch it. But I didn't know Bumgarner said that.
Oh, dude, Bumgarner's a bitch, man.
You don't get to watch the ball? Fuck you.
Now that Puig's gone, he's just going to have just a new target. That's all
Dude,
it is.
we're so good. We're so good.
Dude, we're so good. Dude, it feels like they're gonna pull the rug right from underneath us.
Oh, it's because we're used to it. We're expecting it. As Dodger fans, we expect this where they just...
We're Charlie Brown of baseball.
Oh, man.
Ah!
Good grief.
Let's ride the wave.
Yeah.
You know what, man? Let's move on to something that's actually been a little more surprising recently, and that's the fucking Warriors down 3-1 in the finals.
That's a little surprising, but refreshing.
Very refreshing, but it also shows that KD is the driving force of that team.
It also shows how deep their bench has not been since the first championship against LeBron.
Yeah.
When they had Harrison Barnes, Iguodala, they had that backup power forward who could shoot, that French guy.
Well, they had no, what the hell?
I forget his name.
Barbosa.
No, they didn't have. Well, they had Barbosa the year they lost to LeBron.
That's true.
But before they had like this power forward who was French. I think he went to the Nuggets after.
Frenchie Lafleur.
Le Bleu. Yeah, so their bench has really not been as deep.
Yeah, because remember they had David West.
They brought in
Remember they had David West
because they brought in KD.
Right.
Like Andrew Bogut, not a great center.
No,
he hasn't scored a single point in the finals.
DeMarcus Cousins looks like he can barely lift.
He looks
of the
brittle,
ground.
dude.
Like his you could tell his quad or whatever was ailing him is still fucking with him. Yeah, so he's not 100%.
And good on the. You know what? That's fucking karma for Steve Kerr saying we're trying to help DeMarcus Cousins get a big contract. Fuck you. Your goal should be to win the championship, and then worry about that afterwards.
Right.
Well, I think
that's a little bit of gloating.
Yeah, it definitely was a little bit of gloating, saying that DeMarcus Cousins is the reason we're going to win again or make him earn another contract. But yeah. I mean, Boogie's just done, man. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be the same player.
I think he's now like a third tier free agent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No longer a guy. I would say someone you would compare him to was who's that guy that got traded to Tobias Harris.
Oh yes.
Probably though. That's how much he's downgraded.
Mm-hmm.
But Tobias Harris is still a good role player.
If he can bounce back from this, then DeMarcus Cousins would be a badass player.
No, I think him coming back from the injury early has kind of fucked him up.
Yeah, it could set him back a little longer.
Which is why I think KD will not be playing.
Yeah, he's actually listed as questionable for tomorrow. Cause,
I guess today was the first day he practiced.
Yeah, and they said that they still don't feel 100% comfortable he'll be ready by tomorrow. So he may just miss the finals.
Well, I think regardless, even if he gets put in or not, Raptors are still going to win the finals.
Yes.
Even if it goes to Game 6.
Kawhi is just on fire. Serge Ibaka is actually just becoming Serge Ibaka like he used to be.
Get that, fool.
Get it? You get it? Serge Ibaka.
I got it, man.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Now that he knows that, let's continue.
Good. I like to see. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem.
I like that rim
He
shot.
looks like he did 4 or 5 years.
Where did
He
this
looks like he
crowd
did
come
like
from?
5 years ago against the Thunder.
Yes. Yeah, and then
it's funny. This Raptors team has no other all-stars on it, but really, really, really complimentary role players.
Yeah, Danny Green. Danny Green's still a good 3-point shooter and defense guy. Fred VanVleet, that guy's actually been pretty goddamn good.
He's been solid as fuck.
He's been a great backup.
Kyle Lowry has always been up and down, but he's been doing good in the finals.
After Game 2, he started you could see he started.
Yeah, because Game 3 was his big 28-point game, 27-point game.
And then the last few games he's been getting at least. Last game I think he had like 16, right, or something.
Yeah, and then he had 8 assists.
Yeah. And
he was making good plays.
Yeah. Then Pascal Siakam. He's supposed to be like the most improved player of the year. Mm-hmm. He's been like the surprise of this entire season.
He was like 7 for 7 from the free throw line.
Yeah, he had that 14 for 16 game the other day.
14 for 17 in game 1.
Yeah, that's right in game 1. And then they still got Marc Gasol. Like, I haven't even gotten to Marc Gasol yet. Pau Gasol's brother, man.
They're just a savvy team too.
They are.
They have really, really, really good supporting cast.
And you know what, man? Canada's going to take it. And wouldn't that be awesome? A Canadian basketball team going to see the president for the whole presidential victory thing? We didn't even talk about that. They should just bring them a pack of J's. Like, here you go.
Would they see our president or their prime minister?
They probably would go see their prime minister.
They would probably see their prime minister.
Yeah. Fuck our president.
Yeah. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Yeah. I mean, they may because there are some American players on the team.
That's true.
So
That's or
they
both.
Probably,
Why
probably
not
go to
both?
both. Yeah.
I bet you the Canada one's gonna be fucking dope.
It's gonna be lit, dude. Jurassic Park is just gonna be nothing but partying.
Heard that food? Jurassic Park.
Oh,
you will see the dinosaurs rise again.
Jesus.
You're welcome.
Oh man, why'd you have to go there?
Like Vince Carter. That's what I meant.
I would like to bring up a point here.
Okay.
Does Kawhi stay?
Yes. He just brought property in Toronto. You don't fucking buy property in Toronto if you're not staying.
Unless you lease it.
No, he actually bought a full-on property.
Vacation home, perhaps?
I would say it's a dope vacation home.
In Toronto?
He wants to go to L.A., man.
I don't think so, man. A lot of people are saying, a lot of reports from Adrian Wojnarowski and even Stephen A. are saying that he's staying. Like, he has vacation homes in California. He comes home during the summers and stuff, but I'm
Do you
pretty
believe any of that shit?
Kind of.
Never.
You never know what the fuck's going on right now.
Yeah.
Who doesn't seem to?
I would say Kawhi Leonard is so unpredictable, I would not discount him not going.
But if he wins in Toronto, dude, I think that cements him staying.
No?
He's a legend
I
there.
think either or, he's good to go. Did you see what he said after the other win the other night?
No.
I'm not doing this to break records or for the fans. He's just doing this to play basketball. Like, he doesn't care. He's going to go where he wants to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then you say you're saying there's still a chance.
There's still a chance.
That he can come to L.A.?
Lloyd,
But
my best Lloyd Christmas impression.
Only, hear me out, only as a Clipper, though. He does not want to be a Laker.
Well, a lot of people were... Okay, so all I've heard was that it would either be the Clippers, Toronto, and I think it was one other team. I can't remember.
Let's just call them the Lakers.
Well, yeah, the Lakers. But if he doesn't go to the Lakers, then most likely he said he was going to be staying in Toronto.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty goddamn funny because all indications are KD's going to stay in Golden State. And that...
I don't know, man. I think it's a little more convoluted than we think.
Really?
Only because these guys have been so goddamn predictable. And KD has proven he cares about what trolls say to him online. I don't know why, but he really cares about.
Yeah.
It really bugs him.
Yeah,
it's funny.
That's why,
it's
dude.
funny.
But
That's
it's
kind of
dude,
what I like about it.
But dude, if they lose the finals, then that just gives them more reason. Like then that means I need to stay. Like just proving that they need me because that proves his value more because he hasn't played at all. Yeah. And look how they've been playing. So it's like by him saying like, hey, if we lose, I'm definitely coming back. Like I gotta redeem myself for the fucking not even showing up in the finals.
What if he does play and he brings the Warriors back?
If he plays,
do you think him coming to the Warriors, that little dent in his armor, do you think that gets
if he wins?
Fixed?
No, if he comes back and plays in Game 5 and wins, and they can win out, they reverse it, do the 3-1, then he leaves. Then I say he goes to the New York because then he's just proven himself that he's the best player in the league. And he'll get his big payday in New York. And then probably take like a player like Kemba Walker with him. Because Kyrie's going to go to the Nets.
It's pretty
much solid.
That he's going there.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's from that neighborhood where the Nets, were. And the Nets are doing everything in their power to open up salary cap space. Mm-hmm. They actually made the first trade of the season. Like, you can actually make trades now. Because the draft's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nets traded Alan Crabb, who was their good shooting guard, I believe.
Yep.
They traded him to the Hawks for the number 17 pick and Taurean Prince. So Taurean Prince is actually a pretty good player. He's a forward for the Hawks, and he has a lot of potential. So I think the Brooklyn Nets, they cleared $18 million in additional salary cap space. So it gives the Nets a total of $46 million in salary cap space to sign a max free agent and even retain restricted free agent D'Angelo Russell. Without Russell, the Nets could have 2 max salary slots.
I think Russell's not going then. He's not going to resign.
No, I think they're gonna let him go so that way they have the 2 slots. Because if they can bring Kyrie and then possibly even they can't trade anymore for AD, so they would have to try and sign KD or someone else. Mm-hmm. So who would the other player be? Do you think
to go with Kyrie?
Yeah, to go with Kyrie.
I don't know. There's not many other free agents this year.
That's why
I think Beasley's only available through trade.
Michael Beasley? No, they waived him.
No, I'm sorry. Who's the guy from Washington? Bradley Beal. Sorry.
Bradley Beal would not be. They wouldn't be able to acquire him through trade. At least the Nets, I don't believe.
I think it might be the Kyrie show then.
I think so too, and I think he'll be able to lead this team more than he was the Celtics because The Celtics, all the kids pretty much were just like, fuck you, dude. Like, we were able to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, like, when you were out. Like, we don't need you to act like you're all high.
We don't need you being like, you guys are losing our games. It's like, fuck you. You're in the game too, aren't you?
Well, and then did you see that Danny Ainge came out, like, way after the fact and said that it wasn't Kyrie's fault? You know, that Kyrie was the true leader of the team or whatever. And everyone's like, dude, it's too late. He's not coming back.
Wait, it wasn't Kyrie's fault? He was the true leader of the team?
The whole discord wasn't Kyrie's fault. That's what he was trying to say.
Yes, it was.
No, that's what Dude, I'm trying to tell you is Danny Ainge was trying to appease
and
Kyrie.
I refute Danny Ainge.
Well, I know. Fuck Danny Ainge. That's what I'm saying. After the fact, he's all, Mr. Let's make up, please, and come back. He ain't coming back, so they're saying...
It's like you said, man. The signs are there. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Davis said that he wanted to be traded to either the Knicks, Nets, or the Lakers. Those are his three teams. Mm-hmm. So the Celtics pretty much are out at this point because they're not bringing back Kyrie, and they're not going to want to give up a lot of their young core for a 1-year rental in Anthony Davis. So most likely it would be the Nets, and if the Nets don't sign D'Angelo Russell and make like a trade on draft day of some sort, that'd be the only way they can get Anthony Davis, which would be fucking crazy to see Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving on the same fucking team.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good team. And then obviously the Lakers, which, you know, let's go to the Lakers side and what they potentially can do in free agency with a trade for Anthony Davis. So
that's still possible?
That's still possible. Like, they're actually...
it's more likely now than it was before.
Way more likely because
I thought it was likely and then not likely at all, and now it's likely again.
Because the new president of basketball operations, David Griffin, he pretty much tried to have a dinner with Anthony Davis, you know, to say, hey, can we fix this? You know, can you stay? Like, see if he could fix, you know, their torn relationship. And pretty much Anthony Davis said, nah, I want out.
Yeah.
Like, you got to trade me. So... He's finally listening to teams, and a lot of the problem with the trade talks from before were between Dell Demps and Magic Johnson, because Dell Demps was just not. He was like spreading shit, leaking shit to make the Lakers look even worse.
Yeah,
bastard. So that's why now it's like, okay, let's at least give him a chance, you know, because a lot of people were saying that the offer the Lakers gave him, that was more than enough to get Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
like, that was not a bad offer. So, original offer was, I believe, the 3 young kids, Kuzma, Ingram, and Ball, along with like 2 first-round picks. One this next year and then the one after. And then it was like another player for salary, like Contavious Caldwell-Pope. So now, Fu, what I wanted to ask you is, what would you be willing to give up for Anthony Davis?
Everything.
Everything? So you give up all 3 of the young guys, the number 4 pick and the number 1 pick?
And the number 1.
Or the next year's
future first round?
Future first round. Damn, that's a lot. I don't think we have to give up that much anymore because
they'll probably keep Kuzma.
And
everyone else, I'm good with them shipping out.
So you're good with shipping out Ingram and Ball.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm okay with Ingram and Ball getting shipped out just because I'd hate to give up on Ingram because I think he can be a badass player.
Right.
But yeah,
he might need a change of scenery too.
He may need a change of scenery. Ball definitely needs a change of scenery. Like that motherfucker needs. But you know what? I can see them not giving up Ball because they brought Jason Kidd in for him. So most likely they're going to trade. It'd probably be Ingram and Kuzma and the number 4 pick.
I don't know, man. That's not enough for That's not enough for them.
For who?
That's not enough for AD. 2 guys and 1 pick.
And the number 4 pick.
Yeah, the number 4 pick isn't going to be an all-star. Dude.
They're already getting Zion Williamson.
But the number 4 pick isn't going to be.
How do you know?
An all-star.
How do you know? We all thought Greg Oden was going to be an all-star.
Well, I don't know if to answer your question.
Then that. But
it's not as valuable as a pick, though.
It's still a pretty valuable pick.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are.
The top 1 through 3 are the most coveted. Everything else is just.
Well, because the top 1 through 3 are pretty much filled out already. But dude, there's still a lot of good players in this draft.
I'm not saying there's not, but I'm saying it's not as much value as having the earlier pick. That's why I think we have to throw that in too.
I don't think it is because I've been reading a lot of stuff where a lot of teams are valuing that because they're saying that the draft starts at number 4. that's when the actual draft starts, because everyone always knew that those players were going to go 1, 2, 3. So the actual draft is going to be starting with the Lakers. So we can use that to trade, because teams are going to want like Darius Garland, players like that. There's like 4 or 5 players that can go at number 4 right now, and they're still saying that are good. So the Lakers may even keep it and just try and sign someone to a max contract.
If they were to keep it, then I would be cool with them trading all the guys. All the young guys.
If they were to keep it, but they can't. They wouldn't be able to keep it because the Pelicans would want that pick. That's what I'm saying. That number 4 pick has to be included in the draft and in this trade for Anthony Davis, because if they're going to be going rebuild, they already got the number 1. Then they can get the number 4, and they could sign. I mean, they can sign back Julius Randle if he wants to stay again, and then they still got Drew Holiday. So it'd be a serviceable team, kind of like how the Hawks and the Mavs were for Doncic and stuff. So, I mean, I think they're in that mode where it's like we got to reset, or, just try and put a serviceable product. Now that we got Zion.
I think they need to get the best package available, more so than having a reset. But, I mean, with the reset in mind. But, yeah, I think Lakers will have to throw all the guys at them eventually to get it done.
I don't necessarily think it has to be all the guys. I'm telling you, I think it can just be 2. Because from what I read, a lot of the GMs even thought that was a little much. The Pelicans should have done it immediately, and that if they think they're going to get that same deal, that they shouldn't think they're going to get that exact same deal. Because now that the Lakers have the number 4 pick, they're saying that is an actual crucial pick. Then, dude, they jumped up 7 spots. So it's don't discount the value of what that pick could be, just because you're enamored with the top 3 that are currently out there. There are still great players out. I mean, dude, no one thought Damian Lillard was going to be a badass fucking point guard at all. Remember that rookie year? That guy, he came out of Lehigh. Like, who the fuck comes out of Lehigh?
He averaged 17 his first year or something.
And then he just kept increasing. So Kawhi Leonard was actually found later in the draft in the lottery. I think it was number 17 by the Spurs.
Not a lottery pick.
No, out of the draft, out of the lottery. I'm sorry, he got drafted outside of the lottery, and look at him, dude. He's like the best player in the league.
Yeah, he's the best player in the league today.
So yeah, and then even players like Draymond, you got them in the second round. So you can't discount what values you can get from it. So that's the hope the Lakers have to look forward. If we don't get Anthony Davis, at least we may get a pretty talented young guy to pair along with LeBron. And then try to get players like Jimmy Butler, though I hear he's going to be re-signing with the Sixers.
Probably.
Because I heard they're going to throw the max contract at him.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
They would have to.
They would have to keep him.
I think he's going to command one anywhere he goes now.
Yeah, and I think Tobias Harris
probably going to leave.
Is probably going to leave. I don't think they're going to re-sign him.
I can see that too.
So the Lakers may want to try to draft or sign him or JJ Redick. JJ Redick is going to leave.
I would like JJ Redick to be signed by
that's
the Lakers.
That was the other thing too. Is maybe they should just, draft the young guy, roll with the young guys, and then just actually get shooters this time.
Throw the young guy in for filler minutes, experience.
Yeah, and then lean on the whole fact of having LeBron, Ball, Ingram, and Kuzma all on the floor together. Just do it. That's what needs to happen. We just need to have floor generals all the way around. And then you could sign Seth Curry, Steph Curry's brother, who's just as good of a 3-point shooter as his brother.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is, dude.
No, he's not.
He's a good 3-point shooter, man.
I would like everyone to go on record because Steph Curry might be the best 3-point shooter in NBA history, and you're saying Seth Curry is just as good.
As far as shot wise, Steph Curry is phenomenal. He can, but Seth can hit it from half court too. Though not consistently. I can give Steph Curry that. He is the all-time great because he's been able to keep it consistent.
Probably going to be an all-time great.
Well, he already passed up Reggie Miller. He owns the record.
Yeah, but his career's not over, so.
No, that's what I'm saying. He'll be an all-time great fucking 3-point shooter. You can't, dude. You can't say he's not.
He's pretty good.
From the fucking half-court line. God damn. This guy does it like nothing. Yeah, and Seth, again, is good, and I think he'd be a good 3-point asset.
I think he'd be a good pick, too.
Yeah,
a good pickup for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. So.
We need more shooters, that's for sure.
Yeah, again, this is all mute until we could figure out what the hell's going on after these finals. So, I mean, we'll see before we even do the next podcast.
It's all going to be dominoes after the finals end.
Yep. You'll get a reaction to how we saw the finals. And, hey, if it's still going on, it may very well be if KD comes back and becomes the savior.
Honestly, I hope it doesn't, though.
I hope he doesn't either. Let's just end this whole Warriors dynasty right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Dude, they've been in too long. That's why they're all hurt. You cannot play how
5
many
years in a row?
5 years in a row, man.
Wow.
These guys are shutting down. They're playing how many games? 100 games a season almost? How many games is the playoffs essentially? What it would be?
Yeah, it's about 100 games a season.
Yeah, we're on average
Extra.
Yeah, 20 games extra a season. It's nuts. Well, guys, thank you again for listening to our bullshit. And make sure to join our Foobar Sports Group page on Facebook. And make sure to listen to us on FoobarShow.com. And also, remember, Foobar Fest, June 29th.
That's right.
We'll talk sports.
We'll talk sports there, too. Just, I'm sure there'll be a game playing on it.
I'm sure there will. It'll be fun.
All right, guys, Foobity-doobity.